everybody, it's Heather here from Active Newcastle with your pre-recorded Beginners Pilates workout this week. So just a reminder that these sessions are progressive. So if you've just joined us this week, we do advise that you go onto our YouTube channel, especially if you've not done Pilates before, and go to week 1 of Beginners Pilates and build yourself up and work your way throughout the weeks. If you've done Pilates before, it should be okay. Give it a go. Okay, I do give the most basic level anyway and work our way through them. So use the adaptations required or that work for you, okay? But obviously that you are taking part in this session at your own risk, because obviously I can't see you anyway, even if I was live. Okay, if you've got a cushion or anything, grab one just to hand. Doesn't have to be a big cushion, little cushion. Just some exercises may need it, you may not, but it's good to have to hand. Okay, so we're going to start off with our posture check. So sitting nice and tall. Okay, if you can, legs out nice and straight in front of you. And this is where your cushion may come in handy. If you have your legs out nice and straight and you feel like you're tight or you're curling over with your spine, grab your cushion, sitting on it, and hopefully that just gives you that little bit of leverage that you needed. Okay, other option, if you don't have a cushion or you don't feel comfortable sitting one, you can sit up nice and tall with your legs crossed, okay? So just from this position, all right, we're just going to close your eyes if it helps, just for that mind-body connection. But you're going to make sure you're sitting actually on the bones at the bottom, okay? Sitting nice and tall. We're going to roll our shoulders back and down, arms going to come back down by the side, okay? Now, from here, you just want to make sure your chin is tucked in so you're looking straight ahead. We're not looking down at the floor. We're not looking above our eye lines. We're looking right ahead to find that focal point. Chin is tucked. Okay. So now that we've got our good posture, from here we need to do our lateral breathing. So that's what we do in Pilates, and that's basically using the lungs. Fingertips together on the ribs. We're going to take in a breath. And as we inhale, okay, the ribs are going to come out to the side, and then we're going to exhale, and the ribs are going to go down. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale one more time, and exhale. Make sure your shoulders stay relaxed all the time, okay, so we're not letting that creep up. Core engagement is next, so you can, if you want to, have your hand on your tummy button. Okay, take in a deep breath. Exhale, pull that tummy button in 100%. Imagine you've got a magnet on your tummy button and on your spine. It's the strongest magnet going, and they're pulling in together. Okay, and then just let it go. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to pull it into 50%. So there's a connection, but it's movable, and then let it go. And then one more time. Inhale, exhale, bring it to 30%, so they're just touching. It's pulled in, but it's not stopping you from doing anything else. Excellent. Okay, just going to do a couple of stretches. So I'm just going to place my left hand just down on the floor. I'm not putting my weight through this hand, okay? It's just there for a little bit of extra support. If needs be, you can always place it on a cushion just for that little bit of height. Take your right arm up to the ceiling, so you're pointing up. Inhale, exhale, we're going to just tip over, bending this arm gently. Again, we're not putting the weight through it. Inhale, and exhale to come up and over. Inhale, exhale, up and over. Excellent. Switch sides and down. You don't need, if you're comfortable reaching the floor, you don't need the cushion. It's just there for those who do need it. Inhale, reach up, exhale, tip over. Inhale. So we're still sitting nice and tall. Okay, we're not shifting in our seat. We're just getting a nice stretch down the side of the body there. Excellent, bringing it back. Okay. We're just going to do a little bit of rotation. So for this one, I just want you to take your right hand onto your left knee, and then your left hand just behind you, and we're just going to twist round. Hold the move. And then we're going to come back to centre. Opposite side, take your left hand onto your right knee, right hand round the back just for a little bit of support. We're not leaning back, we're just lifting. Inhale, exhale, twist around. And come back. One more on each side. So, right hand, left knee, left hand round to the back. We're still sitting tall. Exhale round. Bringing it back. And bringing it back to centre. Excellent. Okay, so from here, you can stay in the position you are and just change it so you can see. Again, you can have your legs crossed or your legs outright. It's totally personal preference. We're just going to do a little bit of a roll down. So head goes chin to chest. And we're just going to roll down into the upper spine. So for your roll down, imagine your spine is just basically stacking blocks. And we're just going to take them off one at a time. Come as low as feels comfortable for you. At the bottom of the movement, taking a breath. Exhale, we're going to slowly stack. And bring it back up. Making sure that the head is always last. We'll do that one more time. Inhale. Exhale, chin to chest. Roll it down one at a time. So lifting that block one off at a time. Inhale and exhale, slowly coming back up, making sure the shoulders come back into position before we put the head back on the top. Excellent. Okay, so hopefully you're just on a nice comfortable floor. Okay, if you've got a mat, great, don't worry if you don't. I'm going to lie down just into our pelvic tilts to start as usual, just so we can really focus a little bit more on that core engagement. So lying down, if you need to, if you find your knees tend to wobble left and right wherever you're doing a move, you can place your cushion in between your knees. Okay, that just gives you a little bit of a deeper connection in that core. Knees bent, just lying on the floor comfortably. We're going to take in a breath. You can have your hands on your hip bones, okay, for feedback. Inhale. As we exhale, we're going to tilt our pelvis towards us, okay? So you should feel it come up, small movement, remember, and push the lower back into the floor. Inhale and exhale. Small movement. Try not to squeeze the thighs. Try not to squeeze the bottom. Make it isolate the area here. As we come up, we're just tilting it back, pushing the tummy button right down into that floor. Inhale back. Okay, if you're comfortable doing this, we're going to bring it into a bridge. So we're going to bring that pelvic tilt up and slowly, again, imagine your spine is stacking up. So we're taking one at a time off the floor. Come up to where it feels comfortable for you. And then exhale down. One at a time. Exhale to come up. Inhale to lower. Exhale to come up. Inhale to lower. Excellent. Okay. So now we're going to take the cushion away, just pop it to one side, but so it's easy to get to if we need to. Level 1 of this is leg float, okay? So from here, you're going to peel the right foot up, and if that pelvis stays stable and strong, okay? It's not shifting everywhere. And again, use your hands for feedback if needs be. Peel it up and float it up there to tabletop. And then slowly back down. Inhale as we lower, exhale to lift. Okay, so that's level 1. Level 2 is we start, okay, in tabletop position. So you bring it up to start, and then we inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now if you feel like you're bulging or your back's pulling or anything, take it back down to this level, okay? So just pick the level that is more comfortable for you. Okay, and off you go. Just go with your breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Let the breath control the movement. Shouldn't be dropping legs. Should be nice and controlled. Let's do one more on each side. Ensuring that we are even. And if needs be, just bring in a little bit of a hug and just rock left to right. Excellent. Okay. Now we're going to come onto our side here. So, if you don't have any shoulder issues, bottom arm nice and straight out in front of you. Okay, out the top of your head, and then rest your head on that arm. If you have shoulder issues, you can bring your arm out to the front or wherever it's comfortable and use your cushion to support your head. Okay. Whichever one is more comfortable. You're going to bend your knees and then take your heels and line them up with your bottom. So just have a quick look and hopefully they're in line. We're going to make sure that our hips are stacked, okay? So literally one on top of each other. So your heels, your knees and your hips should all be nicely in line. You've got two options here. You can place one hand here for stability. But if your arm is out front here, you shouldn't need that as much. And one hand, or you can have one hand here for feedback. What we're going to do is we're going to take in a breath, make sure our core is engaged, and then leaving the bottom knee down, the top knee is going to slowly come up. Now, it's not going to be really wide and we're not rocking backwards and forwards. So take in, exhale, we're going to push those heels together, squeezing that bottom, and then bringing it down. Exhale, inhale. Nice control movement, so the hips stay stacked at all times. So you're going to feel this outer thigh, bottom area is the main focus. Give me one more. Excellent. Okay. Keeping that bottom leg bent, you can move it slightly further around if you need to. This top leg is going to, and I'm just going to have to shift, this top leg is going to just come and hover here. So you're going to flex your foot, okay? So flexing your foot means that you're going to bring the toes towards you. Going to make sure that we're nice and stable, core is engaged. We're going to take in a breath. I'm going to exhale. I'm going to swing that leg forward. Now, don't worry if you can't bring it as far forward as that. As long as they're not letting, the key here is we're working the hips. So we're bringing the foot as far forward as we can go and bringing it back in line. But what we want to make sure is that the leg is staying at the same height, where it's not dropping forwards and it's not dropping, so it's not dropping to the ground. And it's not going kind of up and down, up and down. Okay. Give me one more. Excellent. Bring both legs and then just give it a little bit of a rub. And then we're going to switch sides. Okay? So, I'm going to go back to the clam. And I'm going to move up this way. So, heels together, feet together. Making sure they're in line with your bottom. If you need to and you've got a mat, you could use the edge of the mat as a good guide. Stacking those hips, knees and feet. Either have your hand in front of you or hand on your hip. Inhale, cause engage, remember. Exhale, squeeze up. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. So pushing those heels together is going to create and make our bottom muscles work. Last one. Excellent. Okay, so bring the knees slightly further forward. Lengthen out that top leg again. We want to make sure that we're keeping it nicely in line. Okay, inhale. Exhale, swinging it around. Nice and controlled though. Don't use momentum. Inhale back. Exhale up forwards. Inhale back. Use your breath. Inhale, exhale. Give me one more. And bringing it back. Okay, and again, just give a little bit of a rub, a little bit of a pack, because we've just worked that area quite well. Okay, so single leg kick. Okay, so we're going to lie down on our fronts. Okay. You want to, I'm just sitting up a little bit here while obviously I talk to Karen, but you're going to have your hands in front of you and your head is going to rest on your hands, okay? So as your hand rests, okay, head rests there, you're going to make sure your core is engaged. So we're not just going to let it all go into the floor, okay? So that core still needs to be pulled into 30%. So inhale, exhale, engage your core. We're going to do a single leg, so we're just going to exhale, we're going to pull that heel in towards the bottom, inhale to lower, exhale to lift and squeeze, inhale to lower, okay? So, inhale, exhale, engage core, inhale, exhale, squeeze, inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Squeezing the muscles as you're bringing that heel in towards your bottom. And then inhale on the breath, exhale. Relax the muscles as we lower down. But the core always remains engaged. Okay. If you want to progress this, you can do both legs at a time. But what you do need to make sure is when you're bringing the legs up, that you're actually controlling them down at the same pace. So taking it, bringing it up, squeeze, and then lower, and making sure that one is not hitting the floor before the other, so they're both hitting at the same time. Okay. We're now going to do a small back extension. So, level 1, you're just going to bring your arms to your side, okay? And for this, okay, your hands are going to stay in contact with the floor. So you're going to inhale, we're going to exhale, we're just going to push up a little bit, and then inhale to lower. Exhale to lift, core remains engaged, it's just a small movement, inhale to lower. Now if that's your level, that's absolutely fine. If you want to take it up a notch, you can go back to where your head is resting on your hands. Inhale, exhale, lift up, inhale to lower. Okay, but just find that one that feels comfortable for you. Don't force it. The elbows stay in contact with the floor. You should be feeling this in the back. Again, it shouldn't be painful. You can make the movement as small as you wish. It could just be as simple as that. Okay, you don't have to really overextend and push through. That's not what we're doing here. Two more. Excellent. Okay. We're going to come up into all fours. So just remember, you need your wrists, elbows and shoulders in line, and you want your knees and hips in line as well. Okay, and from here we are going to go into our cat-cow position. So we're just going to arch that back up, so your legs are not moving, your arms are not moving. It is literally just your spine. Okay, exhale, inhale, and dropping it down. Exhale, we're going to curl it up. Inhale, bringing it round, and then bring it back to neutral. Now this time I want you to bring your hands closer, so you're sitting a bit further back. Your hands are going to come in towards your knees, okay? And I want you to do the same movement again and feel and notice how different it is. Okay? You might be getting those tighter spots. That's it, keep moving through it. And then bringing it back into our all fours. Excellent. Okay, so we're just going to go into that 4-point kneeling where we slide the legs, hands and legs out, okay? So you can either do the arms or the legs, or you can do the arms and the legs, okay? So if you're just doing the legs, doesn't matter which one we're doing, the pelvis always needs to stay stable and the core needs to stay strong. So inhale, we're just going to do the legs for now. Exhale, slide the leg out and keep the foot in contact with the floor. That's level one. Inhale back in, exhale out the other side. Again, keep the foot in contact with the floor. We'll check the arms, so leg arm out, fingertips in contact, and then bringing it back. Extend the other arm, and then bringing it back in. Now if all of those feel strong, then we'll try opposite arm, opposite leg. So some people just get confused in general. So take your left hand and place it on your right leg so you know which ones you're moving. Bringing it back into position. We're going to slowly slide out, but we're going to keep them in contact. Bringing it back, opposite sides, and again. Okay, do that one more time on each side. If and only if you're wobbling during that, stay at that level. If you're struggling with the legs over the arms or the arms over the legs, then focus on those for now. Okay, however, if you're feeling strong, then you can take it up to the next level. So we'll go out and then we go up. And then down and in. Out, up, down and in. So making sure you're doing opposites. Nice and controlled. Use your breath. Inhale to lower and bring it back. Exhale out and up. keeping that core nice and strong. Let's go one more on each side. And bringing it back into position. So, two options here. You can either go into your child's pose, which is toes together, knees apart, arms straight out in front of you, and sit down. Or you can come into shell pose with your knees together, sitting down into position, head on the floor, and then hands round towards the feet. Whichever position you are in, take in 5 deep breaths and inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Nice deep breath, filling up those lungs. 2 more. And then just bring your hands wherever they're coming from, the front or the back, just by your side, and slowly come up in a roll up position. So you're bringing it up. And again, you're bringing those shoulders back before you bring the head. Excellent. Okay. One last thing we're going to do today is we're going to stretch our hamstrings, because I know a lot of people are quite tight here, and a lot of people do suffer with it. Alright, if you want to, you can always have a cushion for your head. We're going to lie back down. Okay. You're going to take, both knees are going to be bent, and I want you to bring your right leg and just cuss behind the knee. So we're not holding on to the knee, it's just below the knee. And then I want you to straighten that leg, and then I want you to push through the heel towards the ceiling to deepen that stretch. Okay, then from here, the other leg on the floor, you're going to slide out, deepen that stretch, making sure that leg stays straight. And then we're going to start circling the toes in one direction of the leg at the top, up in the air, and then circle the ankle and toes around the opposite direction. Excellent. Bring that one back down. Bring this one back up, and then bring it into you. Again, just behind the knee, but not actually holding onto the knee. Lengthen that leg. Push that heel straight up towards the ceiling. And then this heel is going to slide out and down. Okay. Don't worry if you can't get your leg as high. It's absolutely fine. Everybody's different. We're going to rotate around with that ankle again. Change direction. Excellent. And then again, just bringing it down. Okay. Arms out by the sides. Okay. And I want you to look in one direction, and then just let the knees drop the other direction, and don't worry about them hitting the floor. You need to make sure that your shoulders are in contact. We're just getting a nice stretch down the side here. Inhale to the center, exhale over to the side. Okay, and again, just making sure those knees don't have to touch. Mine aren't on the floor. It's more important that the upper spine stays in connection. Inhale to center, exhale over. We'll do one more time on each side. Inhale to center, exhale over. Inhale to center, and then just give your knees a little bit of a hug and roll side to side. And then whichever way is easiest for you to come up into a seated position, do so. Okay. So, once again, sorry I couldn't be live this week, but hopefully you've enjoyed the session. I'll keep an eye out for comments and feedback, etc. Please just leave a comment below and we will get back to you. Hope you enjoyed the session anyway. Okay, guys? Take care.